Oh, hey.
I didn't see you there.
Hey, guys.
This is so cool.
Funny seeing you here.
Can we follow you while you practice for the tournament that you're not playing?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Yeah, I'm not playing it, but yeah, let's go. It's around like 380 to like the top of the right side. I'm not Ricky Wysocki. I'm not trying to go for the pin, so trying to stay safe. This is my triple burst Immortal Spirit Trespass. I have 2 Trespasses in the bag right now. My other is my Tour Series, but that one I use for more overstable shots. This is definitely my flip sauce baby. We have a little bit of a tailwind. I might put it on a tiny bit of anhyzer, not a ton. Oh, I guess I am Ricky Wysocki. Go! We're gonna see if it can handle the wind, so I'm gonna put it on some hyzer so it doesn't just turn over into the ground. Yeah, look at that pop-up. I just love the distance on the Trespass. Super reliable, I know it's gonna flip up. And it doesn't have a ton of fades, so I'm not gonna have to worry about it getting that huge skip away. All right, we're gonna go with my Lucid Defender. I always have this in my bag specifically for DDO shots, you know, the super windy holes out there. And then also if I really want a disc to skip left or just have like a huge hyzer, I can always trust it to get left. I'm gonna throw it flat, otherwise it's not gonna go anywhere. She is trusty. Lucid-X Moonshine Trespass. I wish it was dark outside so you guys could see how much these glow. They glow so bright, and I love how they came out. They actually don't look like a color glow. They look like straight up glow disc, like the old school ones. So they just came out so great. They're pretty stiff, which I dig. I don't really like gummy plastic. And my artists, man, you guys know I love my art and my stamps. I really care about the stamps, and this is definitely one of my favorites on a Tour Series disc. So we're gonna put this one pretty flat. I don't put it on a ton of Annie. I kind of let it work for me because this is something that I use in a little bit of wind when I don't want my other Trespass to turn over. Just like a little bit of pop-up, like just a tiny bit, and then it has that trusty left fade that we all need in those headwinds. So I've been really digging that one for windy situations, and the plastic feels great. All right, I'm gonna try and show you guys the grace on a forehand. I like it on the forehand because I don't feel like I have to like turn it over super hard. We do have a little bit of a tailwind, so I'm gonna try and throw it pretty flat, try to get the full flight. All right, this is 250. If we're going to the pin, 304. So I'm gonna throw a fairway driver. I'm gonna go with my Supreme Escape because it is a little bit elevated. I always like to tell people that the Supreme Escape is just a longer Maverick, just because how straight it is. Perfect, see? And what I love about the Supreme Escape too is it's that newer plastic that we're getting, and we're starting to get more molds. Right now I have just the Supreme Escape. I think I'll put the Supreme Trespass at some point. And I have thrown the Judge, but I'm more of a Deputy fan. My Orbit Escape with the cool spin die done by Lore, and it has my sweet stamps on the back. That one's really cool. Guess I can throw it. They have similar flights. I would say the Supreme is maybe more neutral. Definitely not more reliable, but you'll know. It's more just like straight flat, where this one you might get a little bit of an S-turn out of it. Ooh, shoo! Woof! Sheesh! But that one's been in the bag for a while too, so she's definitely a little bit more beaten. Hey! All right, this one is 330. I think I'm gonna throw my Orbit Getaway. So the reason I like the Orbit Getaway over like an Escape for this kind of shot is I can punch it pretty flat, like at that yellow sign, and then right at the end of its flight, it's gonna get left. So it's more reliable in windier situations and if I want the disc to get left. Skip. So I'm gonna try my Fuzion Evader with my cool Texas stamp. This was something we did around like Waco, Texas States last year. It's actually one of my favorite stamps. It's so simple. I don't know if this can quite get to 330 feet. We're gonna give it a good rip. What I do like about this is it's very torque resistant, and unlike like my Maverick, it's not gonna get like a flip up. It's gonna be more wind resistant as well. Maybe it will get there. Get low, sit, sit. Okay, probably like 30, 40 feet, so not bad for that kind of shot. A little bit of wind, and this might not get as far left for me, but I want to show you guys the difference between that evader and this Maverick. It's definitely going to be a lot straighter than my evader. See how it has that pop up in that ride right? All right, came back a little bit, but it's definitely a good tunnel disc, great for woods, and if you just want something to go dead straight. Huge shout out to Ricky Wysocki. I love the look of the Orbit Felon. They chose just a perfect stamp for this, just like the Raptor Eye. Great marketing, Rick, great marketing. But definitely a super overstable disc for me. I usually only throw it for forehand, or if I really need something to spike and just get down really quick. All right, so I have to give a huge shout out to President of DynamicDiscs, Doug Bjerkes. He gave me his evidence as a tester. I think I ended up stealing it. I don't think I was supposed to keep it, but it just happened that way, so sorry, Doug, thank you. So this was the tester, and then I loved it and told DynamicDiscs, I want this to be my next tour series for 2024. We chose the Fuzion Burst plastic. It just feels so good in the hand. Yeah, there's something about the Fuzion Burst that not only it looks beautiful, but it feels great. But definitely a super straight mid-range. I'm gonna show you guys the difference between this super beat old one, and then I'll throw the new one. So why I fell in love with the disc in the first place was because I could throw it so extremely straight, it would pop up a little bit, and then right at the end of its flight, it would come back left. So I love just the small reliability right at the end to come back. It just has so much glide in the basket. Oh my gosh. So I have my Sarah Gilpin, shout out to my teammate, Lucid Verdict. I just like this disc because it's very wind resistant. It's not as overstable as the Justice, and I know it's gonna get left right at the end. Might be good for some skip shots as well, but I like it for just that reliability right at the end. I am currently putting with Deputies. When I first joined DynamicDiscs, I tried the EMAC Judge, and I liked it. I used it all season, but Colton brought up the fact of maybe using something with more glide. So once I started putting with my Deputies, I was so impressed. Just like it popped up for me almost. I don't have a ton of spin, so I need a disc that will do a lot of glide. Do you know what nice monster is? So like, you know when you throw a shot and your buddy says, nice, and it immediately hits something?
Absolutely.
So the concept is, it's not your buddy who's messing you up, it's the nice monster. When you say nice, he comes out of the woodwork and hits it out.
So he's kind of like a scapegoat.
Yes.
But also
Exactly. He's kind of like a Sasquatch. But he's nice. He's just not that nice. We're about 145 feet from the pin. A disc that I love for my backhand shots is my Moonshine EMAC Judge from the man himself. This was one of the first discs that Eric gave me when I got on Team DynamicDiscs. It's perfect for these kind of straight backhand shots. I've definitely got more comfortable with my backhands, so I'm definitely loving this disc because it's not going to turn over on me, and it's really good at getting left right at the end of its flight. Like that. Sit. Whew, thankfully she grabs. A little bit of headwind, and I don't like to go outside of 200 feet, so 145 is probably perfect for this disc. But for the Deputy, for my approaches, I like to do like a hyzer flip. This is probably good for more wooded shots and absolutely no wind, but let's see how great I am at controlling it. See how it pops up flat? A little bit more air, low ceiling. If I had more open, I definitely put it higher. So this is a perfect layout for how I want to show off the Saki Bomb Slammer. You know, OB way left, it's not very long, and there's also OB right, so you don't want it to skip. What I love about the Slammer, it doesn't fly, it doesn't have a ton of glide, and when it hits, it just sits. Okay, I moved a little bit farther back to show the Harp because the Harp does have a little bit more glide than my Saki Bomb Slammer. So I usually use this one when I'm outside of like 150 feet because it can handle the torque and it has the glide to get there. If there is more wind or I really don't want to go left for any reason, I'm picking up my Chameleon Justice. This was actually the first stamp that I did with DynamicDiscs. It was my release day stamp, so special to my heart. But this thing fades very hard. So beefy, but so reliable. That's most of everything in my bag at this current moment. You know, obviously being on the road, things change and you have to put different discs in, but that's everything for right now. I do want to mention, I'll be rocking my topography mission rig this year. You guys know I love my Northern Lights, but there's just something about how clean the topography looks, and there's even some hidden Konas in there that's really cool that Crispin did. So I'll be rocking this. You guys know I love all my pins, my keychains. Gotta give a huge shout out to my buddy Steve Snyder. His brother's going through some stuff, so keep this on the bag for good luck and good vibes. But much love to DynamicDiscs, and I hope you guys enjoyed the In the Bag.
We'll let you get back to practicing now, because we just interrupted your round, obviously.
It's okay, Danny, I don't mind. You guys are good, you're good company.
Aw, thank you. Okay, good luck.
Bye, guys.